This is Karen with Grace B Creations. Happy Tuesday. I apologize that I am a day late posting the part 4 video. I came across a very interesting situation. So I went to go get all my stuff together to start recording the part 4 series yesterday, and I went to go measure everything, and I realized that the outside of my signatures were not 9 in length. They were 8.5. So I had to go and take off the top of this, and I had to go reprint up all of the tops of my signatures, do all the lining over again, and then I had to re-glue everything back on. It took me all day, and I was so frustrated yesterday because I was just about to start the part 4 of the series. And I was frustrated yesterday, and I said, well, this is just the way it's going to have to be. You know, it's like, I'm just going to post the video tomorrow. So, and then life got busy. But anyways, here we are, part 4. I'm excited. And I am so excited to get this book together because I finally have all the signatures together. And I've seen a few of you who have messaged me that told me that your signatures are together. And I love the way they're looking. You all are so sweet. I love what you have done. And some of you are still working on your signatures, and that's fine. This is all about your pace. You do not have to be at speed with me. I like everybody to kind of be at the same pace, but I know that some people work quicker and some people work slower. So you work at your pace. If you want to just watch the whole series and then make your own journal later on when you have all the videos uploaded, that's also good. This is not a rush. This is not a contest of who gets their book done first. This is all about doing your book the way that you like it so that you're happy with how it looks. It's funny because I'm helping Laura right now. This is her first junk journal. You guys know Laura Mitchell. This is her very first junk journal that she's ever done. And we're really good friends. And I've been helping her on the side, kind of being like, okay, kind of guiding her when she shows me some things. And she said, she messaged me today after she'd been making her cover, and she goes, I think I'm going to redo the front of my book. And I put in all caps, what? Because she was almost there. And I'm like, no, you know what? I remember doing that too. I said, you know what? Go for it. If you're not happy with how your book looks and you're not like so excited that you can't stand it, then you need to go ahead and redo it. So it reminded me of how many times it took me when I did my first junk journal. And I said, go for it. So I just thought that was funny because I remember that. I remember being in that position. So I know what it's like. So at your pace, I'm just going to glue this back on. I think it's because I had it laying up against something and I think it got hit. So I'm just going to go ahead and lie this back. This is just my journal topper. I'll do that later. Okay, so this video is about binding the book, and I'm hoping I can get both parts in of putting the holes into the book and into the main book. That's my hope. So let's get this going. The first thing that you're going to need is a template. This template is for showing you where your holes are going to go in your book and in your main book, the book and the signatures. Okay, so you're going to take a piece of paper and you're going to cut it the size of your spine. I have a 4-inch spine, and the length of your book, which is 9. So 9 by 4. This is a 4-inch spine. So picture this being your spine. So if I'm doing a 5 pamphlet stitch with 3 signatures, this is how you do it. And this is how I've been showing you guys how to do a 3 signature 9 by 6 book. So to make the template, you're just going to take your paper and you're going to fold it up. And there's plenty of other videos online to show you how to make this template for how many signatures you're making. Like, it's going to look different if you're doing 2 signatures or if you have a different size book. I'm showing you how to make this from the size of the book that I've been showing you. 9 by 6 book with a 4-inch spine. So this is 4 inches by 9, okay? You're gonna fold it up and you're gonna unfold it. You bring the bottom up to the middle and you're gonna crease it. You're gonna do the same for the other side, up to the middle and crease it. So that gives you 4, 1, 2, 3, it gives you 4 squares. Triangles, I mean, not triangles, 4 rectangles. So now you're going to do a 1/2 inch on the bottom. So I'm just going to do a 1/2 inch on the bottom. And then undo it, and then a 1/2 inch on the bottom. And then undo it. So it looks like this. You will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. Okay? Now you're folding it to meet your signatures. We're going to fold it in half. And you're going to crease it. So now you have a line right down the middle. Okay? Now you're going to take this paper and go to the center. Like this, and you're going to crease it and unfold it, and then you're going to do the same over here. Go to the center and fold it. And now what you have here is your template for your book. Okay, you've got the 3 signatures going down and then the 5 pamphlet stitch going down. So now you're going to take your pen and you're going to mark where it crosses. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You're going to do that 5 times. You're going to do that until it looks like this. Okay? So now you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pamphlet stitch, 3 signatures across. They're nice and even to go in your book. And then you're going to mark a T for top. And that's important because you want to make sure that your holes line up the right way with your signature to your book. Okay? So, the next thing that we're going to do, I want to get my awl really quick. I'm surprised I did not have that out. That's like one of the main items. And of course, right, I'm not going to be able to find it because that's how the week has been going. I don't know why my awl is not here. I always have it with all of my stuff. Huh, okay, hold on. I don't know why that's not there. Let me go ahead and look. I'm telling you, I put my stuff in a certain place and it's never where I put it. Like ever. I always have all my sewing stuff in the same spot, but when I need it, it's not here. All right. I'm going to pause this while I look for this because I don't want to waste the time. Actually, no, hold on. There, I got one I can use. That's not the original one that I use, but it'll do. Still the same thing. It'll do the job. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to poke a hole where the little round... I'm going to take this off because this is a self-healing mat. And you should be using a self-healing mat when doing this anyways, okay? So now I'm going to go ahead and make my holes where those are marked. Okay, because I want there to be holes where I have the pen marks, because that's where our signature holes are going to go, in our book holes. Actually, I can just do this over the book. I don't even need to do it oh, you can do it in the book. All right, so here are my 3 signatures. You guys have seen a lot of my 2 books that I've done. I did the one first, and then I did the second with you, and then I did the third. So here's the first one, here's the second one, and then here's the third one I did. Isn't that pretty? This is like a chest that you put all kinds of letters and stuff in. It fits perfect with this book. And it's got such pretty papers inside of it. I love how this signature came out. I will show you all the papers once we get it all together, okay? All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab signature number 1, which is going to be this one right here. This is number 1. So now you're going to open it up to the center. Okay? And you want to make sure all of your papers in your signature are nice and lined up. You want to make sure you go through everything to make sure all the papers are placed exactly where you want them. Because sometimes if you have a doily that's kind of in there, you want to make sure it's nice and straight where you want it. Make sure all your papers are lined up exactly where you want them. Because once you do this and tie it in, there's no going back. Unless you undo everything and you have to start over. All right. There's my fold out. This is my little fold out, so actually I wanted to glue that down. I can do that after. I don't have to do that right now. All right, so is that my center? I want to make sure I have my center correct. Or was it that? No, that's not long enough for a center. It has to be, you really want your center page and your signature to be the same length as your book so that you can see where all the holes are. All right, so now you're going to take your long paper clips. I use the jumbo ones. And you're going to hold it open. Now you guys have seen me do this before. I've got 2 other series on here showing you exactly how to do this. So if you want to go back and look at other videos for other books that are different sizes, you can do that too. I've got many different sizes for books that I've done. But this is how you do the 9x6 one. Okay. I just want to make sure this is nice and centered, because like I said, once you put those holes in, there's no going back. All right. So now I'm putting the 4 paper clips onto my signature to keep it nice and flat and keep it open so that the center is exposed. Okay? So that is my center. All right. Everything look good? Everything look good? All right, now, here's your template. I'm going to move my regular book over for a second. Okay, I'm going to put, this is the book. I'm going to move it over just so that I can have the whole area for you guys to see. Okay? You're going to take your awl. Now, you're going to line, this is the first signature, the second signature, and the third signature. You're going to line up the holes to go from the top to the bottom, and you want to get it right in the center. And the easiest way to do that is I always like fold it, and I put it right at the center, and then I open it. I try to go a little tiny bit before the center, and then I open it. So that when you close it, those holes should be right in the crease. Okay? And then you take you can take like a little pen or a marker, because you're just going to poke a hole through it anyways. You can mark it to make sure that it's on. Hold on. Sorry, I forgot to tell you this. Once you have it lined up, then take your paper clip and go over the template so that the template doesn't move. Like this, okay? There. So now I have this lined up. I don't know if I want to use a pen or if I want to use this. Let me see. I'll use a pen because this marker is pretty strong. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark the first. Well, actually, first what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just kind of put the hole in there. I want to make my little holes in the paper. That's why I should have done it when I was doing it. Just mark the little holes. I don't know why I just didn't do it then, because I need to be able to mark the pen. So take the pen and go ahead and just go like this so that you can see where it lands. It landed right on the center. So this is perfectly lined up. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark my circles. And you look to make sure that all your circles are there. If you don't see them all, just go back and just redo it. Make them nice and dark. Do I have them all? 1, 2, 3. No, it's this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Okay. And I'm just going to slide this out. All right. So now we have our holes marked. Okay. This is going to be important because you need to bring this into the book after as well to mark your book. Okay. So now you're going to take your awl and you're going to put a hole through the book on the markings that you marked. I always go like this and hold the book one side to the other, and I poke between the fingers. And I make sure I get all the layers until I go all the way through. I wonder if I should have looked at something really quick. Yeah, that works. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and poke it through. There's the third. You want to be able to just get right in the crease, okay? You don't want, you want to make sure it goes all the way through. And you want it to be right on the crease. Hold on. And if you're not sure, just kind of bend it and just poke your thing through. That way you can see it. Sometimes you can't quite see it. So I got that one, and then we got the third one, the fifth one right here. Ah, I almost caught my finger there. There. Now we have all of our holes in the first signature. Now this one's ready to go in the book. Okay? So now I'm going to grab my book. Actually, I should just do all the holes first, and then I'll do the book after. Let's do that. Or should I do them one at a time? With the paper clips being on it, maybe I should just do them now. All right, I'm going to put the holes in the book right now. I'll do that first. I'm going to mark it. All right, so this is the real important part. you're going to make sure that you line this up perfectly in the center of your spine. Okay? Okay, 4-inch spine. Okay. Actually, I'm going to end up taking these off anyways, at least 2 of them, because you have to be able to mark this down while you put the holes in. Oh wow, I think it's raining again. Alright, so you want to make sure when you put the template over the book, make sure that your T is on the top. Make sure that you have plenty of space on the bottom and the top. Make sure that the holes don't go over the edge. Okay? So this is nice and straight. Now I'm going to go and put my paper clip in. Alright, and then I'm going to take my awl and I'm going to go ahead and mark. I'm going to go ahead and mark I'm going to put the hole through the book. So you take your first hole and you just poke the hole right through into the book. It should go through pretty easy if you're using chipboard like I showed you. See how it goes right through? You want to make sure you go all the way through though, because you want that hole to be, you want to be able to put that needle through when you're putting your signatures in, okay? This is going to take a few. I like my other awl better. I wish I knew where it was. I wonder if it's... I have this other awl and it's like really good. Just trying to think where it could be. Oh, here it is. I found it. I have this wooden one. I use this one for all my books and I love it. Oh, much better. All right. So now you're just going to poke a hole into the book where all the holes line up. Okay, so it's going to take a few minutes. I should pause and do this so it doesn't take up all the film time, but I want to be able to show you guys how it's done. Now you're not going to really see them that well on the other side. That's why you're going to have to, I have tricks on how to thread the signatures into the book. I have my own little tricks of what I do. And I can see that I'm running into problems with that extra lace. I'm going to have to get creative. Hopefully I don't tear. Ow! Ooh, that hurt. That's going to be interesting when I'm going back down the other way. I've had some doozy books that I have sewn. But the whole key to doing this is patience. You can't rush it. You can see a little bit of the holes. You can see a little bit of the holes poking out. My suggestion is to poke it down first and then go to the other side. It's a little bit easier that way. There we go. Make sure you get right on that pen mark though. You don't want to go outside of it. You want to go straight. I love this awl. Like this is 10 times easier. I'll turn this while I go to this so I'm not... So I'm in frame. There we go. We're almost done. And then I'm going to poke the holes into the rest of the signatures, and then we'll put all the signatures into the book. And then we're done, guys. Now, I've had a couple of people ask me already if I plan to decorate the book on film. I did with my first book. I don't think I'm going to do it on camera for this one. I really want to take my time with decorating this book. I have a plan for it, and sometimes if I do it on film, I get a little nervous. Now, that's not to say that I can't do some projects in the book with you guys when I'm doing like my projects and my Friday Night Lives, and starting next Monday, I'm bringing back Making It Monday. I can work in the new book and show you guys what I've done in my signatures. But I think for decorating the book, I'm going to do that on my own. Because I love that part, and I really don't want to, you know, feel like I have to do it at a certain time frame and then I rush. But this book, I have a vision for it, and so I'm not going to do it this time on camera. But I will share projects that I'm going to do in the book. So you'll see me working in the book, just not all of it. But I will give you guys a look at what I've done. Like when I'm done my first signature, I'll make a video showing you guys what my first signature looks like and how I did the different projects. But I'm going to do the decorating off camera. Because I just want you guys to all enjoy your process as well. Take your time, no rushing. All right, now I have all the holes in the book. Should be able to see them pretty good. I should have probably marked this though, just because I can see them, but there's some I don't see because of the lace, and I'm wondering if I shouldn't have marked it with pen, because you're not going to see it anyways. I'm wondering if I shouldn't have marked it with a pen, just so I can see the holes. I think I'm going to do that, because I'm seeing some of them, but some of them I'm not. And I think that's because of the lace. Yeah, see? Yeah. I don't even see that one. All right. I'm going to have to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mark them with pen, just so that when I go and do it with the signatures, that I'll be able to see it. All right, I'm going to place this back down really quick, just so I can go ahead and mark the holes. Usually I do, but I didn't think I would have to this time. I thought it was going to show through, but I guess not. All right, I'm right in line. Good. All right, so I'm just going to take a pen and try and mark the outside a little bit, just so you can kind of see it. You can kind of see it, but it's not really. So I'm kind of going like around the circle with my pen. I'm going into this circle, into the hole with my pen, so I can kind of see. See how you can see it now? So I'm just going to mark it like that, just so that you're not questioning where that hole is. This is probably the most challenging part of junk journaling. I would have to say, when I've questioned people in the past, they've always said that this is the hardest part, is binding the book. Unless you're doing a flip-flop journal, of course, and, well, you don't have to bind with that. Very little. It's a simple 2-hole, 3-hole thread. All right, I have my first marked. So I'm just marking it as best as I can so I can see it. Ah! Oh no! There we go. Sometimes when you're using like a lace or something, it's really hard to see those holes. And you don't have to worry about seeing this on, because when you have your books in, you're not going to see it anyways. When you have your signatures in, you're not going to see this. I'm going to use this marker because this pen is not marking it enough. And this is taking a long time. There we go. That's so much better. Should have just done that to begin with. Oh, yeah. I'm just going to make sure this is marked before I take it off. Yep. Oh, why didn't I do that to begin with? So much easier. So much easier. There we go. All right, now it's marked. Okay, so now that we have our book marked in with the holes, okay, I'm going to finish off doing the signatures. So we have our first one done. Put that over there. Grab the paper clips. I don't know where all the rest of my paper clips went. I should have more, so I don't have to keep on taking them off. I thought I had a bunch hanging. I used to have like a whole stack of them. I'm telling you, I think that my things actually get up and walk out because I don't know where half my stuff is lately. Let me just see if I can find where my safety pins went. Where in the world did all of my safety pins go? Did I move all? Oh wait, hold on guys, I'm sorry. Here they are. They're not huge ones, but they're good enough, right? Good enough so I don't have to keep on switching them out. Okay. That one's a big one, actually. I actually want to keep this on here. Yep. Okay, make sure that this stays on. I'm just going to do this. Keep that on. All right, let's go with the second signature. Open it to the center. Now the third one, with marking this the book, I'm going to pause it because we're already at 34 minutes and I want to be able to bind this book tonight. Okay, so I need to speed it up a little bit, but I also don't want to rush because I don't want to do it wrong. So, like I said before, make sure that all of your papers are nice and lined up the way that you want them. So you want to go through your book really quick and look to make sure all the papers, all the fabric, all the doilies, all the short papers, and all the little things are all lined up perfectly where you want them. This is my center. Everything looks good and lined up. Right there. You paper clip it. And then you bring your template over, and now you're going to use the second hole. Okay? So, the second hole will be the one right in the center. So the best way I can say is to line it up with the center and then open it. And that should lie right on the crease. Make sure it has plenty of room on the top, plenty of room on the bottom. You don't want to go over the edge of the top of the book. Okay, and then take your paper clip. Go ahead and hold it with that as well. This is so much easier. I should have taken out my paper clips before. All right, now we're going to mark the holes for the middle. Although that one's not centered. Okay. See how that one went over to the right? That was not correct. That has to be like right on the crease. So I gotta fix that marking. The rest of them are good. All right, now take it all. You're going to go ahead and you're going to poke your holes. And I'm going to pause it while I do this because I don't want to use up all the time doing this. Okay, all of my holes are poked inside the book for this one. Now you're going to put this one aside and you're going to go to your third book. Same thing applies. Make sure you look through your book. Make sure all, like here's a great example. This is way down here. This is actually supposed to be centered right there. So I want to make sure that that's right up in the center. That would have been in the wrong place had I not looked. And then just make sure all of the papers line up. And then there's my center. Make sure nothing's hanging out, and then paper clip it. And then you guys know the drill, and I'm going to go ahead and pause, and I'm going to go ahead and poke my holes in this one. Okay, so I paper clipped them. Remember, this time, now you're going to use the third set of holes. This is your third signature. So you take the third and you line it up, and then you do the holes. Okay, the holes are in my third signature. Now, here's the fun part. Now we're going to bind our book. We are at 39 minutes, so I'm going to try and do this. All right, that's the second signature. So we're going to start with the first signature. First signature goes to the first set, okay? So now you're going to line up the holes You're going to line up the holes to your book, and you're going to paper clip the signature to your book. Okay. That's going to be your first one. Okay. All right, so now we're going to sew the first signature into the first holes. Okay? So now you're going to take your long needle. Okay, that's my long needle right here. And I use wax thread. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it in a sewing store, Hobby Lobby. It's just wax thread. I use wax thread for all of my books. And in order to have enough of the whole signature, you're going to go to the length 1, 2, 3, and I go a little over because it doesn't hurt. Let me see, where's my scissors? There they are. All right. Next, I'm going to thread my large needle. Wait a minute, do I want to use, which one is bigger? I used to have one a little bit bigger than that, but oh well. It's big enough. So I'm just going to thread it through. If I can see what I'm doing. Okay, and so you're just going to do it just like this so that you have a tail. All right, you're just going to pull it through and you're going to have plenty left over, but you're going to have one long side and then the other side has just like half. Okay, now this is the hard part. We're doing a 5 pamphlet stitch. So we're going to go down the center. Okay, that's the first mark. So you're going to go down the center into the hole. Just make sure that they're lined up. Has to be lined up with the first line. Okay, so there's the, right there. I'm over too much. Right there. All right, so the center. This is going to be the hard part. Hold on. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure this equals up. For some reason it's not lining up. Should be right there. Yep, there it is. Just because of that little piece of lace there. That's going to be really hard to push through. I think I did things a little bit differently this time. I think when I usually do this, I don't poke the holes into the book until I put the template over it, and I poke the holes in while it's still on the book. And I think that's what I did a little bit differently this time. I think that's what's a little bit different. I think Usually when I poke the holes in the signature, I keep it on the book and sew it right away. I don't take it off. So I think that's why it might be a little different this time. I don't know why I did it that way though. It's been a while since I've made a junk journal, believe it or not. I know that's weird to say, but it's been a while. I'm just recreating the hole again. And then just going through the first hole here. Just want to poke it back in. Okay. Why am I not finding that first one? It should be right there. Remind me never to put lace down again for the center, because it is not easy to see the hole even though I marked it. All right. Should be right there. There we go. All right, so now our holes are made right in with the book. Now we're going to sew. So the 5 pamphlet stitch. And I'm going to leave a link below. And please, while I say this really quick, because a lot of people will ask me, well, where's the link? You have to give me about an hour or so to put all the links into the description after I put the video up live, especially when it's a live video, because then I need time to be able to have it upload and then put the description in. But I'm gonna have all the links below of my other videos that show you how to do a 5 pamphlet stitch as well, because this time I'm doing it a little bit differently, and I think I'm doing it a little harder this time. I don't know why I went this way, but I'm gonna go ahead. All right, so 5 pamphlet stitch, you're gonna go down. You're going to go through. You're going to pull it through, and you're going to leave just a little bit of a tail. You don't want to pull this all the way through. You want to leave this tail right here. I noticed that I shouldn't have used this paper for the center. This is embossed paper and it's ripping. I shouldn't have used this paper. I shouldn't have used this paper. But it doesn't matter because it's still going to be attached underneath. So it's still good, but I can reinforce it later. All right, so you go down through the middle. Now you're going to come up through the second. Okay? This is the hard part because you're not going to be able to see the hole on the other side. So what I do is I take my awl. This is a trick that I always do. I put this through and I flip it. Okay, you're gonna put the awl in through both signature and book, and then I'm gonna flip it. See how you can see where the needle is? I kind of put needle to needle and I just guide. I pull it out and I go through the same hole. That's how I always do it. I always think it's easier that way, and I just follow it through. It doesn't always work though, so you might have to do it a couple of times. But see, I just did it. So you're going to come up through the second. Still pull, but do not pull this through, okay? Keep that tail there until you can't pull anymore. Now you're going to go down the top. Okay, right down. You're going to pull. Now this time you're going to have a nice line there. Okay? Now, let me see, which one do I go up? I haven't done this in a while. Hold on a second. I go out there, then I have to come up the second. Yep. Then you're going to come up the second. So down the middle, up the second, down the top, and then up the second again. Okay? So we're going to follow it back up. And you can see it because you'll see the thread on the other side of the book. See how I came right up the second? And you're going to pull it up. Okay? You still have your tail here. Now, you're going to skip the middle. And you're going to go down the second to the last. Okay. Let me just make sure. Down the second to the last. Up. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Down the second to the last. Then we're going to go up the bottom. No, hold on. I might be doing this wrong. Hold on 1 minute. I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. Do I go down this one or down this one? Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. I'm going to pause the video for a second. It's been a while since I've done this. I haven't done a book like this in almost a year. So let me just double check on the hole that I have to go down. I don't want to mess it up. Okay, I was right. I'm so proud of myself. Okay, you're going to go down. So you're going to skip the middle. You're going to go down the second to the last. I'm going to come up this one, okay? When I saw the video that I always watch whenever there's a video that I watch that I always refresh my memory with on this. I'm like, yes! Because I've had to always rewatch it every time I do a book, and this time I'm like, wait a minute, this seems familiar, but I want to make sure I'm doing it right. So you're going to go down this one, okay? I'm going to pull it, and you're going to come up the last. Now, I know this looks tricky, okay, but trust me, once you get it, it's really easy. Now, we're going to come up the last. Now remember, because we can't see the hole on the other side, like you cannot see where that hole is, you're going to take your awl and you're going to go through the hole on the top. I don't know, this trick always works for me. I don't know if anybody else has an easier way that they use to do it, but this is what works for me. Feel free to share in the comments how you guys guide your hole. All right, where are you? There's always the one that's going to be the pain in the butt. Where are you? There. Oh! Okay. So now, here's our needle. Okay, so now I'm going to see the needle that's coming out that hole. I'm just going to pull this out and I'm going to follow its lead. I usually stop right where I can see the tip, and then I go and put my needle in so that it guides right up. See? That's how I do it. It's so easy. All right, pull it up through the last, like that. Yep, nice and straight. Hold on. Nice and straight. I'll show you guys after I'm done. I've got a nice straight line on the back of this book. I'm so excited. Now, you're going to go down this one again. Okay? And you're going to come up through the middle. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. You guys are probably, first timers are probably like, yeah, right. I remember my first time doing this and I was like, what in the world? No way am I going to be able to do this. All right, now I'm back to the back of the book. I have to come up the middle. Now, this is the tricky part. Because you have a line coming down the middle, the thread. You do not want to split the thread. So when you come up through the center, you want to make sure that this thread is out of the way. And also this one as well. You want to make sure that the tail is out of the way. So I'm going to put my awl through the hole. Watch out for the thread. Now you don't really need to use the needle on this one because you'll be able to see where the thread ends right there. You can pretty much figure where it is, but I still do it just in case. I just like to make sure that my hole is going through the perfect. I want to make sure I have it nice and straight. Come on. There you go. I'm going to take my needle. I'm so excited to be sewing my signatures in. I'm so excited. This book is like... All right. There we go. I'm going to come up through the middle. Please. Make sure the thread's out of the way. There she goes. Yay! Awesome. All right, up through the middle. Now you can unthread it, just like this. Place your needle down. You have your tail. Now, you're going to pull. Don't do it super tight, but do it enough so that this is all nice and straight and on the back is nice and straight. Okay? Now, some people don't like the lines showing. I actually like it. I think it gives it a nice little vintage look to it. I've always liked the lines on the book, but that's me. Some people hide it and put something over it after. Like some people, what they would do is they wouldn't put this part on, this over part on until after, and put it over the lines, but then you'd still see some of the lines, so I just keep it. I think it's nice looking. So now you're going to tie it up. I usually do 3 knots. 1, 2, and then 3. Now you can either cut them all off up to there, or you can leave a little bit hanging if you want to put some beads hanging out of the book. I always like to leave a little hanging in case I want to do beads. And then if I decide not to, then I just trim them later on. Now you're going to take your paper clip out. And my first signature is in the book. There is my first signature. Look at her. She's in. She's in and she's ready. Look at her, look at her, look at her. Nice and pretty. I don't like how that looks, but I'm going to fix that up later. But look at her. Oh my goodness, my first signature is in. And I love her. She's gorgeous. All right, so now let's do the second one. I might not be able to do the third. I might have to pause it and do it and show you at the end because I'm really at the limit. And sometimes if you go over an hour, it takes forever. But I'm going to go ahead and do a second with you. At least. It might just be a little bit longer of a video. All right, so here's our second signature. Is that the second? Yes. Okay, the dress. The dress is the second signature. I'm going to go ahead and lie it. This is what I did differently last time. I didn't do it this way last time. I don't know what I did last time. Something's weird. All right, I'm going to go ahead and line it up. My holes in the center of the book to the holes on the you want to line it up with the second set of holes, okay? That's second signature. Okay? Like, this is the part that I'm struggling with for some reason, and I'm thinking, what did I do differently last time? I definitely don't want this getting tied in, so. All right, let's just line it up. Kind of weird. I don't understand what I did differently this time. I have to go back and watch. I've done them all the same all these years. I don't know. I don't understand what I did differently this time. Okay. All right, so now I've got the book lined up with the second holes. Okay? Yep. All right, now we're going to thread our needle again. And you do the same thing. You're going to go 3 plus a little over. 1, 2, 3, and a little. You trim it. You're going to thread it. I'm thinking to myself that first signature was easy to put in. So I must be in trouble for the second. I've never had a book that went completely easy like that. There are some times I've needed to stop before and just take a break and then go back to it because I get so frustrated because it's not lining up. But it's going pretty smooth. So while I thread this needle, because this seems to be the hardest part, let me know in the comments below where you're at for your junk journal. Are you finished your signatures? Are you tying them in with me? Are you finished? There are a couple of people that have done their book already who have already done books that didn't need to follow. Let me know. I'd love to see. Definitely post your photos over in the group. I'd love to see it. All right. We have it threaded. Same thing as before, okay? We're going to go down the middle. I want to make sure first with my awl. All right, where'd you go? Right here. I want to make sure with my awl first that the holes are lining up. Just want to make sure that I'm in the right spot. Should be right. Right there. Okay. Yep. Now I'm going to go down the center. Down the middle. Out the back. You're going to leave a little bit of a tail. I like to leave about that much just so it doesn't get pulled through. All right, you're going to come up the second. Now to come up the second, remember you have to poke your hole down so that you can meet it on the other side. Now this will be a little bit easier, I hope, because I can actually see the hole because I don't have the applique in the way, but still poke your little tool through. I'm going to come up the second. Oh, did I not guide that right? I missed it. Hold on. I missed it. Go back through. If you miss it, just go back through and then re-guide it again. There we go. Oh, did I lose it again? Where are you? Hold on. It's important just to breathe. Just don't get excited about it. Just breathe and just take your time. There we go. Right through the middle. So I guided it right back up. So you're going to come up through the second. Don't pull this all the way through. It's very easy to pull this through on the first because you want to pull it as much as you can, but you want to stop it so that it has a tail. Okay, now we're going to go down the top and make sure that my top hole, that's the one I almost messed up on. I'm going to have to punch a hole back in that again. Ooh, that one was tough. I'm glad I did that with my awl first. All right, come out the back, right there. All right, just gonna pull it through. So you're coming down the top, and you're gonna come up. Yep. You're gonna come up the second again. 1, 2. You're gonna come back up the second. Oh yeah. I questioned myself there for a minute. I'm like, wait a minute, do I go up the middle? No, go up the second. Ah! Okay. I'm going to turn it around and use the guide. It's kind of helpful just to hold it like this. Ah! Oh, good. I still did it. All right, up the second. You have your tail. Now you can feel it pull. Okay? It doesn't exactly pull this through unless you really pull it hard. You're going to skip the middle. Go down to the second to the last. I wonder if I can do this without doing my awl first. Let's see if it goes right through. I might need some help because I might not be exactly over the hole. There it is. I did. All right, I'm going to use this. Sometimes it's easy. You can use your needle thumb thing. I forget what they're called, thimble or something like that. I have this little thing that I use. All right, so you're going to come down, second to the last. Okay. Whoop. Don't get it caught. And now I'm going to come up the last. Okay. I'm going to put my thing down so I can meet it. I always call it sending a friend to come help. So basically I'm poking a hole in the bottom to send help. Go get your friend to the other side of the needle. I know, I'm a goofball. Am I not down the hole? I should be right there. All right. Why aren't you going through? I see it right there. I swear, sometimes the holes in the book close back up. Because I don't know why that's not going through the book. See, I told you I was going to run up against a snag. Breathe. If you run into any problems, just breathe. All right, there we are. Okay. So we're coming up to the last hole. Oh. There we go, yay! So you're gonna come up the last, you're gonna go back down to the second to the last, and then up to the middle. And then our second signature will be tied in. Now I'm probably gonna do the third signature off camera because we're over an hour now. And I don't want this to be a video that takes forever to upload. I want you guys to be able to tie your books in tonight. So, all right. Down to the bottom. And now we're going to go up the middle. So I'm going to use my awl to go down the middle. Remember to part your thread so that you don't split it. Okay, and I'm just going to follow it. The nice thing about this is this needle has a little threader in it, and I'll just poke my little tip right into it while I guide it through. That's what's been kind of helpful this time around. Right up the middle. There we go. Yay! And now we've got the second one. Make sure it's pulled tight. Make sure that your lines here are nice and straight, okay? And make sure on the back there's no snags. Make sure that they're nice and straight. See how this one right here is a little bit loose? I'm going to want to pull it. Ow, that hurt. Now it should be nice and straight. Yep, nice and straight across. Probably gonna just lift this. Did I actually go through that, or is that a hole in that? I can probably go through that. I'll fix that after. Might be able to pull that out from underneath and just put that over there so it's nice and straight. All right, so now I'm gonna tie this up. And then I'm gonna put my third signature in. I'm gonna do the third signature just like I did the first two, but I'm gonna do it off camera because I really want to get this uploaded to you all, okay? I'm just gonna cut a little bit. I'm gonna leave the tails for now so that if I want to add some charms, I have that ability to do that. All right, now we have the second signature in. 1, 2, here's a second signature. Okay. Look at that. Now, later on, you see how I have like the little marks? You can take and put washi tape down the center, or you can do some threading to make some nice designs that go down the middle. But when your book is so full with decoration, you're not even gonna see that. So, all right. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to put my last signature into the last set of holes. I'm going to pause it and I'm going to show you when I'm done. I will be right back. Okay, I just tied in my third signature, and let me tell you, this was probably one of the easiest books that I've ever tied in before. These signatures in this book is probably the easiest and the fastest I've ever done tying in of signatures. I don't know what it was, because I felt like I did it differently than I did before. But the holes lined up so perfectly. A lot of times I'll have to like look underneath, or but my guiding from underneath just went through perfectly. I'm so happy with how this worked out. All right, I'm tying that in. I'm just going to clip it. And now my third signature is tied in. And now I have all 3 of my signatures into my book. Look at that. Now a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just go like this, just so that I can just let it stretch so that the pages flow nicely. But look, I've got my first signature, my second signature, and my third signature. I love how this came out. I am so excited. Yay, guys! I am so excited with how this came out. So, this is how you tie in signatures to your book. And I am so excited. Oh, that's a project I did, by the way. Look at how cute that is. It's a little doily that has pockets. But look at how adorable that is. I'll definitely have to show you how to do that. But this is how you tie in your signatures to your book. And this is how you make a junk journal. The next process I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing my wraparound. And all I'm going to be doing is taking my 2 long pieces here. And I'm going to stitch one end there. And I'm going to stitch the other side here. It's a little bit shorter. I'm going to stitch it underneath. And this is going to be my wraparound from my topper. And it's going to come around like this. Like picture this being tied underneath there. And it's going to wrap around like so. Okay, picture this is tied underneath here. And these 2 will tie together. I might have a secondary one on there just so I have 2, and that's going to tie it up nice and beautiful. And then when the book is full, it's going to sit up like this. This is going to be in the center. And when I untie it, I can pull this off or I can leave it on. And I might have a few other little things that are on here too. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided, but this is how it looks when your signatures are all tied in. You have the 3 nice lines. I'm going to pull some of these over the lines. I'm going to try and pull that one up. But I like them showing. Some people put beads on them. You can actually do that if you're creative and want to go ahead. I don't know how to do that. They have videos on them. But some people like to put some beads on there. I might go and do a little decoration on here without having to do it through the string. I'm not sure yet. I haven't thought of it. But my next process is to get this journal topper on. I have to re-glue this part back on, but this is my journal topper. Get my journal topper on. That's a simple stitch. But I am done. And then now I just have to go and decorate my pages. And I will be doing some projects to fit in my book. So you guys will be seeing this book a lot. And I will be showing you what I'm doing when I'm finished decorating a signature. I will come on and I will do a flip through for you. And of course, I'm going to do a flip through on the whole book. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue this on because it came off somehow. I don't know how that happened. I'll definitely glue that back on. Get that. It must have rubbed up against something and pulled off when I was working on it the other day. So I'm just going to let that dry. But I am loving this book. I can't wait to see what I do with it. The Shabby Closet is what this is called. And I can't wait to show you guys what I do with it. I'm going to add some more trim. And so every time I do a video, whether it's a project or not, I'm going to show you guys how far I've gotten on the book. So I can show you how it's coming along. So this is the last part of the junk journal series. I hope you guys have enjoyed putting together a junk journal with me. I want to see yours. Make sure you go and post your photos on the group. I want to see how far you've come. When you do your final binding of the book, definitely share it with me. I want to see, and let me know how easy it was for you, or if you do a different method that's easier for you. Completely up to you. I'm just showing you how I do it, and I hope it's helpful for you. All right, well, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video, and have a great night. Bye, guys.